waiting for our online guests to join. Good morning, everybody, and indeed, what an exciting morning it is. It is the occasion of your graduation, a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication to get you to this point, but most importantly, a deep and respectful understanding from our side that this has not been an easy journey when you're an adult learner with work commitments, family commitments, and life commitments. So today, to those of you that join us here, as well as your loved ones, faculty, family and friends who join us online, we congratulate you as well as those that have supported you on this journey and your endeavour. Without further ado, I would like to ask you to please rise for the academic procession that will be coming through. You may be seated. So as I've already said, you are our most distinguished guests, but there are some people up here that I would like to introduce you to. So I start off by saying to my far left and your far right, as well as those online, it will also be your far right, because they are actually the seats just behind you. They will see as if they were sitting behind you, is Ms. Louise Fuller, our Registrar of the Institute. When you walk over to her and stand in front of the black box, she will cap you, and you will officially be graduated once she has capped you. To her left is the Chairperson of Senate, who is representing Council today, Dr. Franzel Deploy Saliers, who represents the Senate on Council, who sits over there, and next to her is Brian Scullin, who is a representative of Senate. Many of you know him. I know he is also one of the faculty of the Da Vinci Institute, so some may have been lectured by him. And so Brian represents the Senate this morning and will officially open. I would also like to mention the CEO of the Da Vinci Institute, Professor Habia Klopper, who is watching from the back today. I can see him through the back there. He's waving at you. So Prof. Klopper, and to all those dignitaries, faculty members, council members and Senate members who have joined us online, as well as our esteemed guests that are here today that I will be introducing you to, that are representing the various industries. I will personally introduce them as they come up. So we have Stephen Bernard and Bernadine Alexander, and we also have Karen Verster, and they are representing their various industries. So I say all protocols observed, and we can begin our proceedings. So I now call on Brian Scullin to open this congregation as a lawful gathering of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management. Thank you, Brian.
By the power invested in me as a member of the Da Vinci Institute Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering of the Da Vinci Institute.
Thank you very much. So all formalities have begun. So it is the exciting time where we get to begin the proceedings. So before we do, I just wanted to say that you are welcome to film, take photos, enjoy. The reason that we have small gatherings of our graduations and multiple graduations is because we want to celebrate your moment in the sun. So if you are shy and you want to run away, it is, as you know, with mode 2, you're meant to be discomforted at times. So I am going to make you stand and smile and look at all those that love you online and here. I see some people saying, no, please don't do that to me. But it is your moment, so some of you may want to dance, sing, ululate. You are welcome to do whatever, but please, the photographers get super angry with me when your formal photo with our Senate and Council members do not look beautiful for you to frame. So when you stand here and you shake hands with Senate and Council and you turn around, please do face the camera, and then we just ask if the audience does not use flash photography. I will, if I see your family members trying to take photos, tell you to turn and smile at them at that point, and then you will move on to Louise and take another photo. And the reason I'm saying this is because at the Da Vinci Institute, for us, research is a huge contribution, and one of the things that we believe differentiates Da Vincians from other students is the fact that from higher certificate to doctoral level, students are challenged and required to say what their return on investment is, their social return on investment, and how TIPS has actually impacted what they're doing. Now, that is extremely unique, as you usually only see that at doctoral level and required at those levels. So the fact that you've endeavored to do research of this nature, we feel it fitting that I announce the project title of your project, and I have also, with Mark Fuller, looked at the various projects myself, so I will be commenting on your project, and I promise you, you will be tempted to look when I speak, not because it is me, but because when someone speaks to you, you want to speak. So I will try my best to not interrupt your photographs, and that is why I'm just explaining the protocols before we begin. Before I introduce our guest speaker to you, who is someone who's extremely inspirational and a successful businesswoman, she's a Da Vinci alumnus, I wanted to also mention something else where we have taken the management of technology and the management of innovation in your certificates this year to a different level. So one of the things that I'm sure many of you that have done other qualifications or know of people who have done other qualifications, there's nothing worse than when your certificate gets lost in a home move, or when you have this issue around trying to get a reissuing of a certificate, or you want to share it in more than one place. You'd like to frame it and you'd like an original. So Da Vinci has worked with an international organization that is utilized throughout South Africa by many universities called Privy Seal. It was originally designed as an anti-fraud technology and was used to combat fraud. So what we are doing is this year you will be receiving a digital identification, which you will receive once you've graduated, and that will give you access to your own unique identity that will always be yours. So we make you a member of Privy Seal, and then as a Da Vinci alumnus, you always remain a member of Privy Seal with that unique ID number. It has your credentials, it has your qualification, it has your certificate, and it is verified. So what you will see when you receive the communication, you can put it in your email signatures, your credentials, you can put it on LinkedIn with a click, and then potential employees or potential people that want to check the validity of your qualification can just click on it, and Privy Seal verifies it. You can print your certificates in various formats and ways that you wish to, and it will never ever be lost, and it will always be verified. So we're very excited about this technological advancement and how you will be able to use your credentials going forward to benefit you and your careers. So that is an exciting movement, and we look forward to seeing everybody utilizing it and hopefully enjoying a different take on how to utilize certificates in a digital age. So we always ask somebody to speak at the graduations as guest speakers, and we try and get alumni of the Institute to be able to join us. And today it is such a privilege for me that Dr. Giselle Williams, who's one of my favorite alumni because I really enjoy her engagements and she's very much in my field, she's the co-founder and digital navigator of a company called Kryptonite. Giselle is a Da Vinci doctoral alumnus, and actually straight after her graduation, she moved to Spain, where she runs her company as a global enterprise that is both in South Africa and in Europe. And she is somebody who, I always say, transforms in an accelerated manner, because the work that she does for organizations and various organizations is really quite incredible. She's not only the founder of her organization, but has a lot of experience in terms of having been a talent officer and a talent director at various organizations. She's also held directorship positions in HR and various areas. But I think it is her ability to lead organizations to sustainable change. She is truly a cooperative leader, someone who believes that the voices of those in organizations need to be heard and need to be dynamized in what they do. She is actually an organizational psychologist by trade, but she's passionate about meaningful change, and in her own doctorate implemented return and social return on investment within the areas connected to her speciality. But also she's a key driver of strategy being something that is lived out and taught. So without further ado, I introduce you to your guest speaker today, who joins us online, Dr. Giselle Williams.
Hi, everybody from sunny Spain. I am Dr. Giselle Williams, and I'm chatting to you from Spain, all made possible by technology in this new world of work that we find ourselves in. When I was asked to chat to you today, I thought it would be wiser to really not prepare anything and really just speak from my heart. I have been in a very similar position to you not so long ago when I graduated at my doctoral graduation, so recently achieved the PhD. And so I understand and I know what you might be feeling. I understand the excitement when you look at the future. And I also understand the fact that it feels like a bit of a slump after all the adrenaline, you know. So you've been through this time of hard work, of a lot of emotion and a lot of adrenaline. And now, as it comes to the end of that road, there's this kind of slump in the adrenaline, you relax into it, and you probably are wondering what's the next step for you, what's the next move. And as you do that, the way as I did, you know, as I kind of came down from that elation and look up and look out and see what the world has to present, I realized that, in fact, the world has become small. However, the opportunity is massive. And so what I mean by that is that, you know, the world that we find ourselves in, this digital world of work, and when I say digital, I'm not referring to technology per se, but I'm meaning that it's a digital era. It's a time of digitalization. It's a time where technology kind of dominates the way we work, the way we live. And that proliferation of technology has certainly created a new nature in the world, and that nature is one of exponentiality. So the world has grown at an exponential rate. And the question for you is, are you also growing at a similar exponential rate at which the world is changing? In order for you to keep up, in order for you to remain relevant, and in order for you to become a beneficiary of the new world of work, as opposed to being a casualty. So the T-junction at which you are at now is where you have a choice to make. You know, will you be a casualty or will you be a beneficiary? And so as you contemplate, well, how do you grow at the same exponential rates at which the world is changing? You might be asking yourself, how do you do that? You know, how do you become extraordinary in this world that is so extraordinary? When I say that the world has become small, I mean that there are blurred boundaries between countries, between businesses, between industries. You know, the blurring of lines has caused this kind of accessibility for anybody. And so the opportunity has become massive for each of us. And as we think about how we are to grow exponentially, we must leverage that opportunity. So how do you then start to think about what it is you need to do in order to grow exponentially? And my provocation to you today is to merely think about being a tree. A tree simply has roots that grounds the tree into the ground. And these roots are representative of your drives, your motives, your energy, your purpose. What is your purpose? And as you plant your roots into the ground and you become aware of what are your roots, your personal rooted system, as you dig deep and become aware of your own personal rooted system, you are then able to develop the trunk that emerges on top of the surface of the ground. It holds the tree steady. It keeps the tree upright. And so the trunk are those mindsets that you need to develop, the perspectives on the world, the lenses, as well as the skills and the competencies that you need to develop in order to maintain a robust trunk. And then once you do that, the branches of the tree can extend out into the world in a flowy, seamless way and not break in the winds of change that this exponential world represents. Before in the research, we spoke about the VUCA world. It's a world of volatility, uncertainty, chaos, and ambiguity. And then the research evolved to being the Barney world, the world that is brittle, it's anxious, it's nonlinear, and it's incomprehensible. All that means is that it's a mad world, it's a chaotic world, it's a world of constant change. So the branches of your tree need to wave in the winds of this change, but not break. And those branches are the capabilities that you show up with once you have the right mindset, the right perspective, and the right skills. And those capabilities are everything from being agile, being adaptable to change, being flexible to change, having the courage to face the fears that you might have and the changes that you are going through, having the grit and the resilience to stick to your path. It's about having empathy, having compassion, having connection to others. Because in this new world of work, collaboration is key. And so we work with others, we partner with others, we work through others. It is all about the we and not the me. So as you plant your trees, my provocation to you is to think about how you might plant your trees in different parts of the world even, just as I have done. Our business, Kryptonite, has recently moved to Spain in Europe, where I am, and I am building out Kryptonite Europe. We, as a company, aim and our intention is to partner with our clients in order to help them to transition and transform into this new world of work. So the work I do, my personal experience moving to Spain, has all given me a real insight into this thing that I call personal immersion. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do today. Because when I moved to Spain, and when I decided to overcome my fears and apply a lot of courage to uproot myself and my son and make the move to a new country, a very unknown space, suddenly what happened was I learned all kinds of new things, from a new language learning about a new culture, learning how to drive on the other side of the road. And so what happens when we do that is that new neural networks in the brain start to wire and fire. The creative center of the brain is triggered, and suddenly the juices flow and the magic starts to happen. And that is when you become extraordinary in this extraordinary world. So that is my provocation to you today, as you stand at the crossroads of whether or not you are going to be a casualty or a beneficiary in this new world of work, where the world has become small, but the opportunity is massive. So what choice will you make? Will you choose the path of hope and glory and excitement? Or will you choose the path of order, where there is fear and doubt, and you remain in the past? The choice is yours, but I'm really honored and grateful that I've had a chance to share a little bit about my experience and a little bit about what I know about this new world of work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Williams. We really do appreciate your inspiration, and there's a couple of things that I heard when you spoke, and this analogy of the tree I really love, because I've always believed that in order for us to truly succeed, we have to have both roots and wings. And there is no better way to describe this than with a tree. Because if you think about it, all those that have helped to shape you, whether it has been good or bad experiences, our childhood, our parents, our family members, those of us that have not grown up with parents, our guardians, they have given us roots, our communities from which we come. And we should never forget the roots that have shaped us into the people we are in our formative years. But that does not mean that the trunk that grows and evolves from that should not grow and expand. And post that we would see that the branches stretch out, and those are actually our wings. Those are the ability of all of us to be able to actually utilize what we've learned and to stretch ourselves in our minds. At the Da Vinci Institute, you guys would have focused on one of the lenses called the Canivian framework, and it speaks about the known, the knowable, the unknown, and the chaotic. So, Dr. Williams, out of some of your discussion, I also think that it is important for us to know that there are times when there is the known, there are times when there is the knowable, and those are things that are factually based in terms of things that we may understand and know in our lives and our realities. But we get to that point where there are things where we should connect and collect the dots. We should actually stretch ourselves beyond. And that is when we start looking at the unknown. And the thing about Da Vincians that I appreciate the most is the fact that you do so well in the chaotic, because you have learned to construct and deconstruct things in so many different ways. And so for that reason, I really believe that no matter what challenge is set before you, you will be prepared because you have what it takes to understand that the world needs to be viewed ecosystemically. All factors need to be taken into consideration, from yourself all the way to those external factors. So thank you very much, Dr. Williams, for inspiring us this morning, for being a remarkable Da Vincian and a Da Vinci graduate, and also for joining us from Spain. We greatly appreciate it and can't wait to see you again when you are visiting us. Giselle does come back and always pops in, so we're always grateful, and we partner with her on various aspects, as we hope to with all of you as well. But now is the time of excitement, where I will request that our Senate member allows me the opportunity to graduate you, and I will then call up the first students and also the handshakers. So, Senate member, I just want to say, sorry, Senate member, I request to you to allow me to confer the students that I present to you today with the Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management.
I do.
Thank you very much. I have been granted permission, Before you come up, Antoine, I'm going to call up our two industry representatives. So Brian, if you could please stand as the Senate representative to greet the students, and then our two industry representatives will be Stephen Barnard and Alexander Bernardine joining us this morning. If you could please step forward. I know they were here. There we go. Thank you very much. They are representing First Bank Home Loans. The students Stephen, if you don't mind, I would like you to be in Brian's photos because I think it is clearer if both of you can stand on either side. So Brian, if you stand in the middle just over there, the student will stand there, and then we'll face that camera over there. So poor Antoinette, it's always the first one that has to be the guinea pig, I know. But I do want to say before to both Stephen and to Bernardine, I want to say thank you because I know last time when we met, I spoke to you about the contribution, but I think it has become even more critical in the world that we live in, that business schools and industry align to ensure that what we're doing is we're having lived out realities in the workplace when it comes to things like strategic thinking and critical areas within the organization. When you see the investment your students have made in their research, they have presented the return on investment and the social return on investment, but also the commitment to what systemic thinking means. If we are going to carry on driving strategy with things like the bottom line only, we will never be in a world where we can use design thinking, creative thinking to manage what Dr. Williams speaks about as our Barney or VUCA world, where there is this disruption. And for people like yourselves who are so willing to invest so much in students, it means that you are driving the change for thought to be shifted because you're allowing your employees to think differently. So we thank each of you for this massive investment. We understand in tough economic times, it's not easy to make these decisions. So they sit before you as much as for their own tenacity, but for what you have both committed to them and to their families and to their futures. So we thank you for your investment. So now, Antonia, come forward. You're going to stand here first and face and wave. I see lots of proud people there. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our first candidate that I present to you today, with electives in Financial Services Management, the Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management, Antonia Melissa Adams. Congratulations. Project title, The Impact of Inefficient Processes on Employees and Workflows. As you have to be welcomed by the Senate, I will let you first greet your representatives. And then smile into your picture, all shift. So the photographers, I hope you're all watching, because remember, we do by watching. So move forward, and then Brian, if you can move forward, and both of you as well. Yes, no, don't be out the picture, hop into the picture. No, you see, they're telling you you're going to be in everyone's photos. Stephen, if you can come forward, please. Are we good? Okay, so now, Antonia was the guinea pig, but everyone else is going to stand where they are, so we do through learning. But Antonia, as you walk towards Louise and you get capped this morning, I hope that you are reminded of the tenacity and perseverance it took for you to get here. I think that I say this often, but looking at inefficient processes and pointing out what people do incorrectly is not an easy task, because it means that you're pointing out people's faults. But when you do it systemically, I think it's amazing because you take into consideration, which you did, all the different parts that were at play, and you try to take group responsibility for how it can be improved. And that really is cooperative leadership, where you're not standing there and saying, I'm telling you what is right. You're saying, let's sit around in a circle, let's talk about what the solutions are, let's facilitate conversation, and let's get it moving in a systemic way. So I hope that your efficiencies that you got out of these processes really do shift your business, and congratulations to you. As Antonia is capped, I hope the Adams family, who I see at the back very proud, are really proud of this achievement, because as much as it is Antonia's drive and determination that got her here, it is the roots that you gave her to get to here as well. So Melissa, you're going to have to wait 2 minutes because Mageshni is joining us online. So Mageshni is not here this morning, so we introduce Mageshni Bethel, who is joining us online. project title, An Exploration of the Effect of an Employee Service Culture on the Customer Experience. Mageshni, I'm not sure if you want to show yourself, but if you don't, what I do want to say is that customer service and experience remains a critical aspect for organizations to manage people both ways. Those that have to let the customer feel the experience, so the employee that is part of the process, as well as the customer that is engaging. And so exploring ways that there can be a customer-centric culture that will drive this is really important, because it is an aspect of organizational culture that is critical to shift customer service in an organization. So we congratulate you, Mageshni, and to the entire Bethel family on this remarkable achievement. Melissa, are you hiding at the back? Come forward. Show your face, turn around, have your moment in the sun. You all look beautiful today, so you've got to shine for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Melissa Eagleston. Project title, An Exploration of the Impact of Additions to a Banking Application on the Customer Experience of Customers with Home Loans. Melissa, I want to say to you today that it is really important when we look at something like the management of technology, which you did, and the management of innovation, that we understand that this allows for agility. But it only happens when you understand that people element at the bottom. So you were able to look at the management of people, so the management of innovation and the management of technology in TIPS, which means you looked at agility, but you also looked at the importance of engagement, of facilitating conversation to get the buy-in and the experiences both internally and externally around this. So congratulations on your contribution. So Melissa's going to turn and smile now and not look at me. To the Eagleston family, as Melissa stands here, we want to congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. You see, you do need a bachelor's to be able to take photos, it seems. So thankfully, Melissa, you are about to get one because you're moving over to Louise. And Melissa, as you take this, I hope that you will celebrate yourself today as much as you do those that helped you get here. And we congratulate you, and there's many people in the audience. Melissa, don't run, who want to take your photo. So let them take your photo. I can see the cameras up. Congratulations to you and the Eagleston family. Governor Sammy. So we are turning around, and I'm introducing to you, no, you can't not look. There's lots of people who want to take photos there. So you have to come stand right by me. We're not in COVID times anymore. Governor Sammy Govender stands before you with the project title, An Exploration of the Influence of Providing the Inclusion of Insurance Sales to Deliver a One-Call Home Loan Solution to Customers on the Customer Experience. Governor Sammy, I want to say, having just purchased a new home recently, this excited me when I read it, and I thought to myself, I actually wish that I'd had this experience, and I look forward to seeing the experience for many others. Because I do think that in times we are faced with a lot of natural disasters, a lot of anxieties and things like that, and a one-stop shop type of service when people are in such a volatile world, but also such a world where they can shop for the next best thing in 2 minutes and it is instant gratification. I really thought the way that you brought innovation into this process was really important. At Vinci, in the TIPS framework, we speak about operationalizing ideation, which is taking operational processes and actually making them innovations. And I really think that you've contributed to this, and I congratulate you today. As you are congratulated by Senate and our industry representatives, we would like to congratulate you and the Govender family on this remarkable achievement. I think we should leave you all in your positions and just let the graduates come forward. To Governor Sammy, may you stand tall and proud today, but as you represent the Govender family, may you also stand strong in the values that have made you the person you are and gotten you here today. Congratulations. Roberta, you've been looking very nervous. I have to say, You and Renee. Renee's looking the most nervous. So, Roberta, please step forward. Stand, shine, wave. And I'm not hearing cheering, ululation. What's going on? I mean, home loans is normally loud. Thank you. I present to you Roberta Anthea Hammond. Project title, An Exploration of the Effect of Automation on back office operations and efficiency. Roberta, I speak to you about two things. The mega trends are something at Vinci we focus on a lot, which you know, which is things like artificial intelligence, robotization, etc. And when I looked at yours around the management of technology and the efficiencies that you wanted to bring in with automation, I think that people don't understand that when processes actually are automated in a way that utilizes intelligence and allows for efficacy, you actually have more time for the human element to be brought into the process because they don't have to focus on the menial tasks but can focus on the depth. So the dance between the fifth industrial revolution that you showed in this, between humanity and the people and technology, was really quite beautiful. So congratulations. To the Hammond family, may you stand proud of Roberta's achievements today and enjoy this moment. Roberta, you got to smile now. You see, they're getting it, guys. Learn by doing, I told you. To the Hammond family, as Roberta is capped today, may you celebrate this achievement and know that she has really worked hard to be an agile, aligned, and engaged managerial leader. Congratulations. Roberta, Candace, and Renee are looking very nervous. So, Candace, you in the middle, so you've got to come forward. And you're looking so beautiful, you've got to stand where you're going. You've got to come to me. Candace, I know upstairs they tell you, come to me, bring something, but since I told you, I have looked at who you are, so I know who you are. Standing in front of us and not looking at you is Candace Lola Hart. Project title, An Exploration of the Effectiveness of the Implementation of QR code processes and communication in merchant services. So I love creating QR codes in my function, and one of the things that I think people don't always understand is that when you use technology, it doesn't mean that you're going to get buy-in. So one of the most important elements is about the fact that your technology has to speak to the people if you actually want it to be aligned. So when you look at the TIPS managerial leadership framework, which you guys should be able to see in your heads by now, but to the audience, it's the management of technology and the management of people. And that makes something aligned when you get the people to be able to utilize the technology really well. So I congratulate you on bringing alignment to your organization. Well done. To the Hart family, I say today, your Candace Lola has done things with heart. She's gotten to the point where she has really used her inner resolve, her inner strength, and all those characteristics that are soft skills that make leaders truly cooperative. So today, Candace Lola Hart, as you are capped, I hope you and the Hart family celebrate in this remarkable achievement. Look at the camera and smile. See, otherwise your photo would have been looking down. And you'll thank me another day. Renee, you are going to breathe and you're going to smile and you're going to look at everyone. I know, I can see that you are shy, but I read something beautiful about introvert leaders. It says that an introvert leader has the power and strength to change an organization because they understand themselves inside out. And that is why when they change an organization, they change it from the inside out. So be proud today, stand tall. You are looking over there because someone is looking at you. And he's taken lots of photos, so I assume he's one of the people that has been tasked by you to help. So I say to Renee Jeanette Lund, project title, An Exploration of Improvements Required to the Peer Buddy Training Process within First National Bank Home Loans. Congratulations to you today as you receive your qualification. I have always believed that mentorship, buddy systems, and being able to inculcate someone into an organizational culture is how you not only grow talent, but you retain talent. And so for looking at something so critical in the management of people, I really congratulate you for having this approach to being engaging with these kind of systems and inculcating people. Cross-cultural engagement, social and emotional intelligence, you know that those are, I can see your head, practices of being engaged. So I congratulate you for this. Well done. To the Lind family, Renee is smiling big today, but it has taken a lot for her to get here. So you're going to stand and smile nicely. And yes, people are looking at you, but you do deserve that today because you really have worked hard to get to this point. Congratulations. As Louise caps you this morning, I hope that you feel a sense of pride as that cap goes over, knowing that you worked really hard and enjoy the view from the top of the mountain. Congratulations. Devon, you look a little less nervous and shy, so I'm going to say please stand tall as a tree next to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Devon Munsami Mudley. Congratulations. I read your second name and your surname together, sorry. So Devon Mudley stands before you with the project title, The Impact of Digitized Legal Letters on Improved Capacity and Risk Mitigation. So one of the things that I've really been looking at lately is around digital asset-based organizations versus physical asset-based organizations. And the answer is that every organization has shifted. In the previous centuries, it was the physical assets that you had in your organization that made it have value because they were based on the size of your buildings, etc. Today, in a globalized world, it is our digital assets that actually shift our strategies, shift our organizations, and make us be recognized as global leaders. Then you also took something as complicated, which scares me, as risk. And an area of risk is that it's critical that things are also digitized and documented from a securities perspective. So for looking at how we can utilize technology systemically and innovatively to really shift the space in terms of digitizing legal letters, etc., within your organization, I say well done for really growing your digital assets of your organization. Congratulations. So, Devon, as you step forward today and you greet the Senate members and are congratulated by your industry representatives, I say to the Mudley family, congratulations, stand with pride alongside Devon, because today is a remarkable day. He has reached the top of a very arduous journey, but gets to enjoy the view thanks to your support as well. Devon, you've got to look there and smile because you've got someone in the audience, I think it's your wife, who wants to say, I love you and hello. So, there we go. And as you move towards being capped, I hope that to the entire Mudley family, and I'm saying this is Devon Mudley because we do have another Mudley today. So to Devon Munsami Mudley, we congratulate you and the entire Mudley family. Congratulations. So Fahim is also coming up and representing a different Mudley family. So Fahim, please stand and smile too, because there's another Mudley family. No, you're looking at Devon's wife. Look at yours. I'm just teasing you. So Fahim Mudley, to the entire Mudley family, we welcome you on stage. We congratulate you. Your project title, The Effectiveness of Digital Enablement on the Customer Contact and Interaction Points. So for me, I've said it before, but digital enablement means something very specific because it involves, like I said, the technology and the people. And it involves the people within the organization and without. So you may not have thought that you were going to utilize the whole of TIPS, but you really did. Because when you look at the full triangle, the management of technology and the management of innovation, which you looked at, requires you to be agile. The management at the bottom of innovation and people requires you to be engaged, which in order to get people to understand, you had to facilitate conversation with those teams embarking on it. But to truly get technology implemented by the people, you have to be aligned. So for being an agile, aligned, and engaged managerial leader, I congratulate you today. To the Mudley family, I hope you stand proud with Fahim as he reaches this remarkable milestone. I think very few of us understand, except those of you sitting here and many of us who've had to do it before, understand the level of commitment it takes to be an adult learner with work commitments, family pressures, and still a massive qualification like a Bachelor of Commerce, because it requires an extended period of study. So I say to the Moodley family on Fahim's achievement, congratulations. And then Fahim, I promised your wife you would look that way and smile. You see, I knew he was going to do something cool. Someone had to. Jito. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you, standing before me and looking towards you, turn, Jito, it's Jito Moropa. Congratulations. Jito's project title, The Impact of Remote Working on Productivity in a Banking Call Center. When you talk about something that is trending at the moment in business environments, it is about remote working. It is about the fact that organizations have to balance this discussion around the fact, is it productive and is it working? And employees often tell you it is, and productivity may tell a different tale, or vice versa. So you really are trying to look at, actually, are employees engaged when working remotely? So you brought in elements of tips because you had to look at things like facilitating conversation, which you brought up a lot. You guys may not have used the words I'm using today, because sometimes I see you looking at me and going, did you read my study? Because the thing is, you must remember that with tips, something like facilitate conversation, if you brought up that it is important to communicate between people, that is facilitation of conversation. Emotional and social intelligence, cross-cultural engagement, the importance of understanding different people and cultures. You brought in those areas, and the importance of social networks and building social networks. Leonardo da Vinci was probably one of the best networkers before social networking and networking in terms of engaged networks was cool in business. And the reason for that was because he understood that if we lose our network connections, we lose something in business. And that's what you were trying to actually look at was, are people still networked? Are they still engaged? So well done on looking at this really critical area of management. Congratulations. To the Moropa family, may you stand proud and tall today with Jito as he receives his qualification, and we welcome you into the Da Vinci alum. Congratulations, Jito and the Moropa family, as you are capped with your Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management. Keshni, step forward for your moment in the sun. Ladies and gentlemen, as she turns around and faces you, I introduce you to Keshni Naidu. Project title, The Effect of Digitizing Building Progress Draws on the Enhancement of Customer Centricity. So I looked at the way that you managed technology and the way that you managed people, and I think that you showed a very strong understanding that being aligned allows for buy-in into organizational change. And it's not something that's easy because people don't really like change. And when you have an alignment between a person's own identity and their corporate or their business's identity and where they're going, you are able to allow for people to be both aligned and engaged because they feel part of the process. So for looking at the management of technology in people in a way that showed alignment of individual identities and organizational identities, I congratulate you today. As Keshni steps forward and receives her qualification, I hope that the entire Naidu family stands with pride on this remarkable achievement. Keshni, don't be shy, move forward. So you are having a photo because memories are important, guys, because they remind us of the journey that we've taken and the destination we've gotten to. At times, some journeys don't have a destination. Lifelong learning, for example, does not have a destination, it's a journey. But when you reach the goal, and you'll see when I close off, this pinnacle is really important. See, Keshni, I didn't even have to tell you to look, and you looked. Machoa, are you looking, please, dapper, come in front. Black and white, absolutely, looking gorgeous. Are you taking a selfie? Excellent. Woo! Beautiful. Well, I love it. You see, engaging technology in an innovative way, guys. Feel free, mature. But we are recording for YouTube as well. So we will have the full one for YouTube. Mature, Jafta, Mugao, Shakwane, congratulations. Project title, an exploration of how to improve the home loans cancellation process, turnaround times through digitization. So this might sound like a mouthful, but the way you looked at this was systemic. You were saying if we want to show effectiveness in process, we have to use technology in order to do that. So you looked at the operationalized ideation of saying managing innovation is about getting the technology to work innovatively, and it is about a systemic approach because the operations and the systems have to work with the rest of the parts of the organization.
And I wrote that down.
See? Okay, so, Machoa, as you step forward to the Shakwana family. Yes, thank you. To the Shakwana family, we welcome you into the Da Vinci alum, and we congratulate Machoa on this achievement, but also your family on this magical day, that you're stepping forward and you're receiving a qualification you have worked hard for. Please take your moment. I was waiting to hear the stories. That's my favorite part of ululation. I need to hear the family names. I need to hear the ancestors' names. Congratulations. Stand with pride today. Tabang. So the Chabalala family, are you gearing up? Right. Woo! As Tabang stands here representing the Chabalala family, Tabang Chabalala's project title, The Perceived Importance of Process Automation on Business Performance in Banking. So process automation looks at something quite linear. And the thing about doing it the Da Vinci way, Tabang, is that you looked at it systemically, but you also looked at it ecosystemically. You said there were individuals in the process, there were organizations, which were in terms of your micro, your meso. You looked at the exo and the macro. You said there were people in the country who were engaged as customers, but you said there was a global platform that was also worked against. So you looked at it very ecosystemically, and when you take something like process and automation and you do it ecosystemically, it is indeed a remarkable day. So well done. Tabang, Chabalala, and to the entire Chabalala family, congratulations. Tabang, you're going to need to turn around, smile at that camera, and then smile at the prettier camera. No offense, guys. Not for your official photo, Tabang. I mean, that's what Gogo wants to see. Now you can do your crazy photo that Instagram wants to see. Tabang Chabalala, as you receive this today, the roots that were laid for you as a Chabalala and that you continue to take forward, have pride in this achievement. It is remarkable indeed. Congratulations. Cindy. Where is Cindy? Oh, there's Cindy. Van Deventer, stand up. I know making your way forward in small environments like, am I really going to have to stand in front of everyone? Yes, you are, because you have done your family proud, Cindy van Deventer and yourself. Project title, an exploration on how robotic process automation can be used to improve turnaround times for progress draw quests. You made the founder of the Da Vinci Institute, Prof. Anderson, indeed happy with this, because when we look at the megatrends, those are areas that are more difficult and complex to bring in to studies, because it is about things like AI technologies, it is about things that are connected to that. So for really engaging with the 10 megatrends in your study and looking at areas of how artificial intelligence can have a simplistic dance between people and technology and being very 5IR ready, we congratulate you for being forward-thinking and looking at the megatrends. Well done. Cindy, please smile for your photo as you move forward. Now, Cindy, you got it to work for you. That the family, your work family shouts for you along with the Van Deventers. So congratulations to Cindy and her family. Frank is looking very serious, but our registrar tells me Frank wants to throw his hat. So Frank, I'm waiting for you to throw your hat. Frank, please step forward. Frank Theodore Williams is standing before you. Project, I know, people are killing me. It is a very presidential name. So, project title, shorter than his name, an exploration of how to keep employees engaged in a remote working environment. As I said earlier, with remote environments, COVID really brought about something quite critical, and that is how, as individuals, we actually missed being connected to others. And we had a sense of this loss of connection, and then at the same time, we were isolated, but we didn't want to come back to work. So it is the psychological aspects that you also focused on when looking at the engagement that were really important, because I think we have to understand that when we are keeping people engaged, we are keeping them communicating, we are keeping them networked, we are keeping them having a depth of social and emotional intelligence. And one of the cautionaries is about the fact that if we take that away, we may lose some of that. And you had a very deep and empathetic understanding of how people and their mental well-being and health are part of this process. So on being a people-centric person and managing people in a really empathetic way, I congratulate you today. And Frank probably hasn't heard his second name for a very long time. So to the Williams family and the person standing in front of you, which I assume is your wife potentially, because she's looking very proud and wearing a beautiful ring and dress, I say to you, because I did say that to someone yesterday and they said, no, actually I'm the sister. So that's why I'm being a bit cautious. So to Frank Theodore Williams and to the Williams family, we congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. As Frank receives his cap, we thank you because supporting him means he got here today. It takes support and love. It takes a village, guys. So thank you for being Frank's village. Ilana, our first National Bank home loans. We say to you today, they save the best for last. So Ilana Williams, project title, The Impact of Digitizing the Debit Order Process on Customer Service at F&B Home Loans. I want to say hallelujah because I'm a customer of a bank. So I say to you today, the way that you looked at innovation and technology was really quite amazing for me because you came up with ways that you really believed would be able to digitize the space in ways that are innovative and in ways that are able to be actualized. And actualizing innovation is a lot harder than people think because lots of people think they have great ideas, but they cannot get them to work. So for trying to find ways that you can actually get the process to work, I really congratulate you on being someone who looked at actualized ideation. Congratulations. To the Williams family, be proud today of Ilana's achievement and for all of the achievements of the class that stands before you. Ilana, please smile and enjoy the moment because your moment is deserved. I know sometimes you walked with bloody feet, sometimes with bare feet, but today you get to have glitzy feet because you've reached the pinnacle and you don't have to walk far today. So congratulations to Ilana Williams and the Williams family. We once again thank First National Bank for what you've done to invest in students, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. You can be seated. Brian, unfortunately, you can't be seated. I would like to call up Corin Verster, who is coming here to represent Cornerstone today to congratulate our students who've completed electives in banking. Welcome, Corin. Corin is a well-known Da Vincian, so Corin and Brian, you will stand alongside each other. And Danielle, are you stepping forward? I know you feel like I'm a part of this group, but you are because you're a Da Vincian, so you are connected. So I'd like a big round of applause for Danielle Kayla Fortain. Danielle completed electives in banking on her Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management. Please step forward, and as Karen and Brian congratulate you, you're looking as nervous as some of the others before you. And remember what I said about introverted leaders. Your project title was The Influence of Communication within the Contact Center Environment and Culture in Creating Job Sustainability. I think, Danielle, having met you now and read your study, I have a perspective I didn't have when I read it. Because people don't understand that often the confident voice behind the contact center is someone who's quite introverted in reality when they stand in front of you. And looking at ways that this is a meaningful and sustainable job is critical to customer service. We cannot exist in this area without those call centers. And the reality is that that is the lifeline between the person who's frantically calling on the other side, especially in the banking sector, in the insurance sector, in all of those services. So I congratulate you on not only looking at the ways that people can improve, so the management of people, but actually looking at sustainability, so talent management and talent retention. Congratulations. To the Fortain family, thank you for holding Danielle up in the process, and to you, Danielle, for having the tenacity and the courage to stand in front of us today. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to reach this point. Congratulations. Kashila. Now we are saving the best for last, as Kashila is the last student that will be formally graduating this morning. Can you face that way, because I can see people want to take photos. I introduce you to Kashila Singh, project title, The Effect of Improved Performance Management in the Workplace on Employee Engagement and Overall Productivity. One thing I want to say is that key performance areas and performance management, you can step forward while you're doing it. I know it feels awkward to just stand. And it is an important area to grow people, but it is also important that it is not a checklist. And because you looked at this systemically, you made sure that there were multiple parts to the process, and you recognized people, you recognized ways in which people could impact the organization, and not just that performance management is just a checklist. I will let you smile for your photo now, and I will congratulate you and the Singh family on this remarkable achievement today. Congratulations. As you step away, Kashila, know that you have climbed a massive mountain, and today you get to enjoy the beautiful view. We thank Cornerstone for your continued investment in students, the contribution that you make across the board, Karen, to South Africa, to education, and your commitment and drive to really understanding the synergy between industry and industry faculty and the importance of that in the theoretical understanding as well. Thank you very much to Cornerstone as an associate faculty and to you as a leader within this space. Thank you very much. Brian, you can sit down for a moment, but you and Dr. Deploy Saliers, you won't have to stand this time, but you can just tip your cap, because we've got two top achievers who join us online. Our top achiever awards are given once a year. They are given in the October graduation. So within the cohort of the Bachelor of Commerce, they did graduate in May already. We have two top achievers, one for the management of technology. Jeremiah, you are joining us online. So I say to Jeremiah Duplessis, congratulations for the Management of Technology Top Achiever Award that you received today. We will courier Jeremiah his award because he couldn't join us in person today, but we congratulate you on the Duplessis and the Duplessis family on this remarkable achievement of being a top achiever. We also have Imtiaz joining us. If you would like to show yourselves on camera, you're welcome to do so. See, I can't force them. So we say to the top achiever for the management of systems, to Imtiaz Harun Kasim, congratulations. Imtiaz graduated in May, and we congratulate you on being the top achiever in the management of systems. Without further ado, I play God Bless Africa as a serenade to you, our magnificent graduates.
They are
call on our Senate member, Brian Scallon, to officially dissolve the congregation before I do my closing remarks. Brian, as representative of Senate, please could you close this congregation today?
As a member of the Senate of the Da Vinci Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management.
Thank you very much. So we will certainly give you a round of applause, but I want to show you a little video to close off this morning's proceedings.
The only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
You have engaged in limitless learning. You've learned to be a limitless thinker, and that means that you have unlimited opportunities and possibilities. You are now a star in the Da Vinci galaxy of remarkability. You are the reason that we exist as an institute. It is through your work endeavors, your personal endeavors, and everything that you do and represent that we are able to be a brand. Our brand is based on our student centricity. It is based on the achievements, the passion, the upskilling and the reskilling of every single managerial leader that comes through the Da Vinci Institute. And for me, a value is something that holds significance. At Da Vinci, we value curiosity, transdisciplinarity, co-creation, and these are important areas because we co-create with our students. So please stay in touch and connected to us. Know that as you sit and look up at the night sky, no matter where that sky is, you are part of the galaxy of remarkability, and this is your home, your academic home, and we all look at the same night sky, each Da Vincian that has a star in the galaxy. But we encourage you to see how purple your cow is. As you will see, we've etched the constellation of the purple cow of remarkability. We have etched 2 2s in your graduation programs against stars. That is the constellation of the class of 2022. So we say to you, follow your personal passion. It is your personal brand that we are after. We don't want Da Vincians to look the same and walk the same. The reason Leonardo da Vinci is one of the greatest leaders of all times in terms of being a thinker was because he was a polymath. He was able to think differently, to be transdisciplinary, to work across different disciplines, but he was also able to be networked. You are a brand, and part of your brand identity is being a Da Vincian. We want you to create a personal vision and dream for yourself that can sit alongside our dream of influencing the co-creation of humane, sustainable societies. We hope the things that we value are things that you can buy into and you can incorporate into this magnificent brand that is each and every one of you. Today, I want to stand and say that we acknowledge the strengths and achievements of the personal brand of Antoine, of Mageshni, of Melissa, of Govern Sami, of Roberta, of Candace, of Renee, of Devon, of Fahim, of Jito, of Keshni, of Machoa, of Tabang, of Cindy, of Frank, of Ilana, of Danielle, and of Kashila. You are remarkable personal brands. You are Da Vincians. Congratulations. So now I'm going to ask the procession before we sing the national anthem to stand up, and we will shout and cheer, and you will stand up and get Frank's wish of turning round and throwing your hats in the air. And Frank, if anyone picks up your hat and has to wear your dandruff, then it's your fault. Please do stand up to all the graduates, and you can face your families, your loved ones can sit down, and you can face them, and you can hear the noise from behind you. Your loved ones on screen will be able to look directly at you. And I want to say congratulations one last time, and have a round of applause and shouting for Antone, Mageshni, Melissa, Gavin Sammy, Roberta, Candace, Renee, Devin, Fahim, Jito, Keshni, Machoa, Tabang, Cindy, Frank, Ilana, Danielle, and Kashila. Congratulations. And throw your hats. No, no, no. Okay, so Frank, that was an epic fail. So we're going to do it outside when the photographer's there. Okay, so please, could I ask everyone to stand for the national anthem? And I'm challenging our graduates, when we are outside and there's a photographer and fresh air and refreshments for you, please do throw your hats for a photo. We've got complimentary photos here that we take, which are just relaxed social photos. You're welcome to take them with our beautiful procession here and your family members while you get your snacks. So please do enjoy that, and your program convener will email those to you. The formal ones come to you through the means that you've signed for upstairs. We sing the national anthem for the Republic of South Africa, and then the academic procession will leave. Thank you. Thank you to those that have joined us online. The academic procession will leave.